Good morning, everybody. It's Jeff Fitzpatrick. It's Tuesday, the 18th of March, 2025, and this is my weekly video log. As you might know, I'm now doing these on Tuesdays to see how the market opens on Monday. And this week, that worked out pretty well. So let's get going. So as usual, I'm going to look at the market, I'm going to show you my stock picks, and I'm going to talk about the clubs. And this week, I've got a little bit of a bonus. I'm going to give you a quiz. So first of all, the market. And here we have it. So what I do these days is the smaller left-hand copy or screenshot from the S&P 500 is from the last time I recorded a video log. And then in front of you, you've got it as it stands this morning. So we can see last week we were still in the fall. We had a bit of an up there, but it was a false signal. I'm pleased that I stood back and waited. I wanted to see the market fall and do two upward days. Yesterday afternoon, we had that second upward day. Once it looked quite strong, I got in and did my trading. So the picks that you'll see today, I've actually already used. Something else on this. So I've been reading that falls of this nature, approximately 10%, in the past 20 years have taken an average of 8 months to get back to the all-time highs. I think it's probably pretty unusual that we've got so far back so quickly, but we will be looking at that and keeping an eye on things. Okay, so the clubs. Well, despite that fall, well, we're doing pretty well. You can see, we'll look at all of the clubs here. There are a couple more below this to come, but on this slide, we've only got two that are due to be put to one club. Unfortunately, it's fortune in both cases. However, in both instances, if they were put to the club on this coming, well, first one is this Friday, the second one is the following Friday, at current prices and sold immediately, they would produce a profit. Everything else is nicely in profit. And if I just look at the other couple of clubs, we've got 100th Millionaire. They are having a bit of trouble with Hain. To be honest, Hain is currently a pain. But I'm happy to do this because it's not a great deal of money to spend, and the hit to the gains isn't very much, and it will dilute existing stock. So for that reason, at the moment, I'm happy to live with it. And also the price of Hain is still rising. We've got WBA, which I've highlighted in mustard because we're pretty close to the strike price. So just to keep an eye on it and highlight it for me. And the other one is the Gap. And that one isn't due to expire until next week, the 28th. And as things stand, I would be rolling it forward, but let's see what happens. Everybody else is happy. So to my picks, and because of the almost 10% fall in the S&P 500, there are a huge number of stocks, but I didn't shy back from it. I've looked at all of them. So for all of them, I've been through the charts and indicators. I've looked at Better Investing, Zacks, Value Line comments. I've looked then at the put premium availability. In actual fact, I haven't quite done that. I did the first four of those to get myself a short list. And then I did the second stage of looking at the put availability, the stock buying power usage, and the annualized return on investments. The expiration dates available at the moment didn't have many where it's the end of the month, but where they were available, I'm taking them. So if I just show you the next slide, and I know you can't see these, I'm just showing you that that's how many there were. So the list on the right-hand side is all of those stocks that passed muster. I think there were 58 of them. And the ones that are highlighted in the darker green, they were particularly good. So they were stocks that performed very well on the charts, on Zacks, on Better Investing, and so on. So they're the ones I decided to focus on. So this is my list for the week, and you'll see that they're all this dark green. So these are all very good stocks. A couple of them five of them at the bottom there basically didn't have any option premiums worth talking about, so they've gone to the bottom of the list. I have a couple where the expiration date is relatively close. In fact, with AMAL, it was before the expiration date that I wanted, so that would eliminate it from our inquiries. And the other one was ACIW. That's actually not so bad. 29th, if it expires on the 16th of May, is fine. They are ranked. They are ranked on annual return on investment. So that is the premium times 100, because it's 100 shares in a contract, divided by the stock buying power that it would use, then divided by the number of days, 31 to 59 in some cases, and multiplied by 365. And I only had to go down to fulfill the stock buying power that I had available as far as the first three. And they are giving annualized return on investments of 165, 112, and 92%. And they all expire in just 31 days. So that's a fantastic return. You're looking at sort of 14% to nearly 8% for 31 days of trading. It would be 32 because, of course, I did them yesterday. And with that in mind, I can then recycle that stock buying power in the very near future. So I like this way of trading. So that's my picks. There they are. Um, I put a new column in here as well. So I put in the Friday closing price. So that's the price when I started to look for my picks. And then I've got the live price in there so you can see how they have moved since. And depending on what's happened there, I may want to revisit and change either the expiration date or the strike price, or look at the premium and redo the whole thing. So that's a new little feature in there. And so to my bonus, the quiz. This is something that I am going to be putting forward at the training in Dublin, which is this coming Friday, the 21st. 22nd and 23rd. There are still a handful of places on it. If you want to come along, you still can. You could come for part of the weekend or all of the weekend, and you'll find details at myinvestmentclub.co.uk. So my quiz questions, and I'm not giving the answers this week. I'll give them next week. I don't want to warn the people who are coming to the training. So firstly, what timescales does the most successful professional trader in the world use? Short term or long term? Question two, does the most successful trader ever, and again I'm talking professional trader, use primarily technical analysis or fundamental analysis? Question three, can we learn anything from the most successful trader ever? Four, who is the most successful trader ever? And five, what percentage of winning trades does the most successful trader achieve? So have fun with those questions. If you've got any questions about the questions, I'm happy to answer them, and I'll give you the answers next week. And just to mention again, the Facebook group, The Extraordinary Stock Trading System. Join if you haven't joined already. Thank you very much. And note anybody watching this who's not already a member of one of the investment clubs, check it out at myinvestmentclub.co.uk. You don't have to spend a fortune. Some people put in £100 a month. Other people put in 100,000 or more than 100,000, but that's up to them. Okay, so I will talk to you again next week. Thanks very much for listening.